Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party. I'm a buddy Rhett. It is 8:41 a.m. here in Marietta, Georgia. It's very foggy outside. It's probably about 45 degrees would be my guess. I don't know. It doesn't have the temperature up here. 41 degrees. Dense fog advisory. So that's pretty cool. All right. So we are to the point where we're working on this debouncing the update view. Basically, what was happening is when we go to create a new visualization, and we went here, we hit update, and then we moved here. The aspect ratio wasn't right, and it ended up being debouncing, but boy, was it a difficult task. And I think it was a difficult task mostly because there were a couple weird little technical issues, but I think for the most part it was difficult because we just don't. I haven't built out a lot of update functionality yet, so there's no like sort of well-worn path to completing it. But I'm all done with this now. We ran unit tests. Now I'm just going to, we got 100% coverage on unit tests yesterday. And I'm just going to kind of make sure that we don't have any weird code that we don't want to get committed, mostly like things like console logs, things like that. Okay, I like that. I think this is a new thing. I don't think we have any use to this. So we'll get rid of that. I know I went back and forth on this comment on whether it was still useful or not. This was just a renaming viewer. Yeah, probably could use that. Keep that comment. Okay, so that looks good. So we've kind of marched. We've looked over that one. We looked over this one. So I'm going to add those to the staged. Hit this little button here, and it'll stage. It's kind of equivalent to saying git add. It is exactly equivalent to saying git add and the name of the file. All right, so this is just a unit test. And I know we did a lot of work in here. All right, so I don't think we want all of this. So let me go ahead and go in this view. We don't want all of this commented out code anymore. Basically, we just lifted and shifted that to a new function. And the only reason we did that was because it makes unit testing a lot easier. We don't want this console log either. All right. Boy, that effect got a lot less wordy after this. All right. Okay, let's go back to this view again. All right, I think this all looks good. I think that was just oh, yeah, that was all change. This is probably called multiple times. Yeah, we definitely fixed that issue. I think this was like an idea that we were going to start sending it in. Oh, we used to use the old width and height. Now we don't really need that anymore because we're using debouncing to handle the same problem. It's just like before it was just like I don't want to get called over and over and over again for just the same value, but now it's like, well, it's only going to get called once. So even if it is the same value, it's not that big of a deal. All right, and now we got one last set of unit tests here. I think that all makes sense. Okay, this is debounce, redraw, update, resize. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and run through these guys one time. Let's see. Basically, I just want to make sure my unit tests. Well, all right, I mean, I haven't actually run my end-to-end test manually. Now we've got it to where they're all passing, so we can run the end-to-end tests and run it in a headless fashion. So we can kind of let that run, and it'll tell me if it's passed. But there's sometimes something will be broken in such a way that I can visually see it very easily, but I didn't write a test for. So it's a good idea to run. I think this is all pretty new to me. I think it's a good idea to run end-to-end tests. Okay, I still have 9 minutes. Curious what the next task is going to be. GitHub. Space and time. 4 issues. So I still have 4 of them. Okay, so this I think is component size is not sure. Okay, so we actually did take care of this one. So I had created this issue so that I could just kick a can down the road, but it ended up like the end-to-end tests were like, nope, denied. You must do that. Okay, so that one passed. This one passed. What we're watching is this little number up here. That's how we could tell if it's still running or not. Whew. So this one is running away. And see that that's a perfect example. Like you really need your keyboard stuff to work for a lot of reasons, and it is once you get it working, it's easy to forget to make sure that any changes you make still work. Okay, 5. Oh, it was weird. I don't think it ran resize. And delete. And honestly, the biggest reason I was kicking that can down the road before was because I was like, I don't even know if it was ever like, is this just a new thing that wasn't working? And then once it failed in the end-to-end test, it was like, oh, okay, so yeah, this is not just a new thing that wasn't working. And it looks like all our end-to-end tests are passing as per expectations. Close that. Let's go ahead and commit this thing. I guess I don't even know what video this is. It's probably, let's find an old video commit to emulate. This is exactly how I do at work too. I always go find just up keys because there's always, every place has a sort of their own commit scheme of making good commit messages. Um, Space and time. This is going to be video 356. And this is going to be issue 10. Debounce. Debounce. AR update after browser resize. And I'll hit enter. Now it's committed. I'll say git push. All right, so now what happens is, and I don't know, I'm sure there's a way to figure this stuff out otherwise, but if you hit code, and most systems I've ever worked in do this, like you push something, so then it kind of just throws this up and offers you a way to do a merge, to create a pull request. So this is a good time to also take another quick look at all the code. Since I did such a deep dive during the unit test part of this, I don't do as deep of a dive. Oh, maybe I don't want that. For now, I'm going to leave it. This, I don't think I want at all, though. Oh, and there's a console log. All right, what is this one? What file is this? This is viscomponent.ts, and there's some weird stuff on line 160, 159, and 160. Oh man, I even have a change apparently that I didn't save. I hate it. I do that all the time. What was this change? Looks like all I did was, yeah, I deleted that and I never changed it. Okay, so it's viz component though. This guy right here, viz component, and it was like 159, line 159. Yeah, I don't want that. And then, yeah, I know we don't want any of this. Console log. Boom. That is so funny. All I do is, okay, so let's just change this to a const. Change equals true. Since all we do literally is set it to true immediately. We need this. I think that little comment is probably actually useful. Let's tab that back. Boom. And boom. So just okay. Then just clean up. We didn't actually make any actual code changes. Guess we should make sure that it builds still though. Yeah, since we didn't make any code changes, didn't even reload. Oh, it is staged. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go back to GitHub. Reload this page. I don't know what happens. I've never done that before. All right. I think a lot of times this is the time that a lot of people carve aside. I used to have carved out to do like deep dive analysis of each individual line, but now I just don't. Now I do it during the unit tests, which I think is a better time to do it. Okay, I think that all looks good. Um, I need to get moving. Let's go ahead and create our pull request. And obviously at this point you would typically assign it to somebody else, but I'm just assigning it to myself. And since I just reviewed it, I'm just going to confirm and merge it. If it was somebody else's, or if somebody else was looking at mine, they probably should take a good hard look um, before they do that. So now it's merged. I want to delete the branch because these branches do add up very quickly. And then we want to go back to our issues, hit refresh, and then this one ended up getting fixed. Okay, so fixed E to E, and then close with comment. All right, let's go back to our issues again. Ooh, we only have two now. Oh, it looks like it. Oh, it did say three. Okay. Prevent extra animations from being created and delete. Okay, so this is the one we're going to do next. And we will assign it to me, and we will create the branch, and then we'll check it out locally, copy, and then Control V, boom. And so the goal on this bug to fix this issue is when I do this, right? If I look at the, oh man, I can't believe I didn't clean up all my, check my console. Okay, so this is right. Okay, so we definitely would like to get rid of that one, but who knows? So see how we have one animation. Now when we change views, now I have, if I close this and open it again, interesting. So it shows the old value. See, now we have two. We have a new number 10 is a new animation, and we don't want that. I guess not. That's not the only thing that happens because in this mesh, I believe, yeah, we also have two animations identified in here, and so we do not want this. We don't want that to happen, and we don't want this to be created, and we don't want this one to get added. So that's next. That should be a fun one. We absolutely have been no infrastructure in animation. Animations was something that got shoved in right at the very, very beginning because I wanted to make sure I had space for it, and there was nothing to build on it. So it's just like a big pile of mud in the middle of a room. So we're gonna have to add some structure to that. Happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. It's a Monday. Hang in there.